How you guys doing? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be looking at a very early project called Gagarin, and it is a launchpad that has not yet released its token. It's in a very early stage of development. Obviously, this provides a first mover benefit. So we're going to look at this launchpad to see if it has any potential, if it's a good investment opportunity, and if it is, this might be a great way to get into this launchpad early, cheap, and with a lot of benefits. So let's get into the review of this video. I hope you guys will enjoy, so stay tuned for this one. Alright everybody, thank you so much for joining me again today. Before we continue, please make sure to subscribe and note down that I am not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence and your own research before investing. Alright, so let's get back to Gagarin. The Gagarin Launchpad is supposed to be the launchpad of the future. It has not yet released its token. There's a lot of stuff still under development. We're going to look exactly at what they already have and what they plan to do in the future. So as for right now, we do have a homepage. It's quite laggy with a lot of animations. I hope they fix this in the future. And what we can see here is invest in Gagarin and overcome gravity. Users who make a purchase of the GGR tokens will have access to the following bonuses: access to the closed group with professional investors, guaranteed allocation for all upcoming projects, earn 15% APR on redeemed tokens, and access to advanced launchpad features. Now this is important, guaranteed allocation for all upcoming projects. Now this is not entirely 100% true, and I'm going to get into that right now as we start the review off with looking at the tiers. If you want to skip over to something else, make sure to use the timestamps below. So what we can see on the medium is that they do have 4 tiers called Earth, Orbit, Galaxy, and Universe. So when they say buy the token and you will have a guaranteed allocation, what they mean is buy enough tokens to qualify for a tier, and then you will be able to participate in the projects. So there's a little bit of a difference in there. The first tier is going to cost you 2,000 GGR, but of course the token has not yet released. So as you can see here, as the project is relatively new, please visit our disclaimer. There is no information on the token as of right now, so we cannot go too far into it. What we do know is that over here for 500 USDT you will be able to buy 5,263 GGR. So with that we can make our calculations, right? If 500 USDT gives you 5,000, then we can assume that it will cost you a little bit less than half of that to get up to 2,000 GGR. So let's assume around 200. So the price will be relatively high, but of course it will be a TGE, so the price will just be a bit higher as normal, right? So it will go all the way up to Universe, which will be 20,000 GGR. They do say a little article about how to buy the token. Well, let's read it real quick. Gagarin grants the opportunity to invest in the launchpad itself through the purchase of GGR tokens. This is also a way to make money, as current investor support program guarantees a 15% annual interest rate on the number of GGR tokens purchased. Right, so this is just staking, very cold hard staking. We know how it goes. You stake your tokens, you get access to a tier and thus an allocation, and you will also get rewards for having your tokens staked. So in that regard, Gagarin is very much like any other launchpad. We see the global referral program also helping you to earn passively. Gagarin provides a special referral program to those who are not just interested in investment but are willing to talk about them, right? So that's just a regular referral program where you can earn some free tokens. We see here the launchpad activities. The habitually Gagarin, together with its partners, organize various contests with money prizes, community members, etc. Right, so there's a lot of utility to owning this token, but then again, the token is very much in its early stages. You can buy it on the website. Again, you can enter whatever much you like. You can also say 10. So if we want to type in, let's say we want the Earth tier, let's scroll back to where the tiers were. There we go. So let's say we want 2,000. Then you can see here, this is what we're gonna get. No, actually, I'm doing it the wrong way around. Let's see. We can type in here as well, right? No, we can't actually. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, here you type in the amount that you would like to buy. You can see here, and this is important, right? While we're still talking about the tier / the token, let's notice how the investment opportunity looks like for the Gagarin launch itself. We can see here that we have a 10% at TGE, then in equal installments every month for 12 months. So 10% every month and 10% at TGE without a cliff. And of course, we can see here that for, let's say, 100, we need at least 200 USDT as a purchase minimum. So we will get more than 2,100 tokens, and 10% of it will be released at TGE. The TGE date is at the 15th of August, so it's very, very close. It's actually about to arrive. Here you have to fill out all of your information, and you will be able to invest early and participate in the TGE. Now, 10% at TGE is quite a lot. That could potentially have a very good returns, of course, depending on how the coin will react at the TGE. Anyways, this is it for the token purchase and the tiers. If we move back over to the project, we can see that it already has some projects live. The Buy GGR, the referral program are all also live already. And as we can see, they have a bunch of projects. Bridge Swap, Run Now, and Drivers are already alive on the project. So they have been very, very busy. As we can see, there's already staking. You can already buy the token. The TGE is around the corner. There are already 3 projects. The white paper is already completed. So there's already lots of utility to the token and already a lot of developments being done around the ecosystem, making me quite bullish thus far on this project. Now, again, we'll have to wait for the TGE to actually see, how much profit is this going to provide to us. But we can also make a relatively accurate assumption on the TGE price, which is what we will do later in this video. For now though, I feel like it is worth taking a quick look at the projects they already have listed and see what the value of these projects are. They can have a lot listed, but if they are low quality projects, then they are quite worthless. If we click on it, we have a pretty good interface where we can read up all the information on the project. We have here their social media. We have when the whitelisting is going to start and end. You can connect your wallet to swap the tokens, and here you see when the swap will end. It will end in 22 hours. So the raised currency will be USDT, and the exchange rate is 1 BRIS for 0.4 USDT. The network will be the BNB chain. And here you can see the progress that it has made so far, 45%, quite a lot. This particular IDO will release 40% at the TGE, then a 0 cliff and a 10% vested every month for 6 months. So here you see the project description. The bridge swap allows you to instantly exchange crypto tokens, provide liquidity. I actually already heard about this project. There's a bunch of other launchpads that are launching this project too. I've already taken a quick look at it and it looks quite promising. I will show you guys the website real quick, and it is definitely, in my opinion, a high quality project that I am relatively bullish on, and that is a very good sign. Of course, the more projects, the better, but the higher the quality projects, the better as well. And me personally, like I said before, I'm quite bullish on this. It is a good looking swap platform, and again, you can just participate in this right now and it works very well. Even the tokenomics and the white paper are listed, so you can get all of the information very, very easily. And we have a bunch of others. Drivers here is closed, it's no longer live. I have been very much looking at the drivers for the past week. Overall, a pretty interesting project as well. We're going to quickly finish looking at all of these projects. Then we're going to move over to the white paper because there is a lot of value in the white paper. Then I'm going to move over to my price prediction. You don't want to miss this. And then we're going to look at the strategy of the TGE of this project. So let's get into it. The projects are very important. Even if you're watching this video later, it's important to see what were the early projects of this launchpad and how profitable were these projects in the end. So let's get into it without further ado. Okay, so drivers, again, I've seen it a lot. I have to admit, I'm quite bullish on it. Again, if we go back to all of the information, we can see that the raised currency will be in BUSD and it will be done on the BNB smart chain. Drivers is a lifestyle app with the original drive to earn approach. Drivers turns your boring day into a fun driver experience. So basically you will be able to earn money driving, hence the name Drive to Earn. It is very similar to Move to Earn, only you will not have to do the moving part. And it is a very interesting concept overall. If we look at the coin market cap, we can look at drivers and see how the project performed. Let's see, Drives, that's the name. So again, I was bullish on the project, overall on the concept. As we can see, the token is quite a bit down. TGE must have been quite recently. Well, that's an understatement. It was the 1st of August, and it's now the 9th of August. So we can perfectly see here the path that the token has taken. As you can see, let's go to the all graph. It's quite small, of course. So the TGE was quite all right, actually. We went from 9 cents, a drop to 7. It did go up after that. Let's see again how much you got from TGE if you participated through Gagarin. You will have 20% at TGE and then linear vesting for 4 months. So TGE brought you on nearly 10 cents and they bought the token for 0.028 BUSD. Okay, so overall pretty decent returns are there. And again, the project is still super young, so it's hard to tell what the price is going to do. A lot of bearish sentiments though. You see here, I lost $1,200, scam project. I was blocked by them. I'm also an investor. Bought 3 NFTs. I'm just asking my doubts about this project. Here another bearish one. Scam, don't waste your time and money. We do have some bullish comments too. Will fly soon after the app. Good project, good team, to the moon. So a very, very divided community here, as we can see. But overall, a lot of bullish sentiment as well, just as there is bearish sentiment too. Well, makes sense. I mean, obviously, just after TGE, there's going to be a lot of controversy and a lot of different opinions everywhere. So overall, yes, pretty decent project, I would say. Can't say too much about it. Haven't done my full research on it. And then, of course, that was the second project or the first. I'm not entirely sure. But they've done many more. Look, these are all of the upcoming and closed projects. We see here Sprint app, which is very much like Steppen and just Move to Earn. We see Terraverse, Meta XZ, Whitley. So there's a lot of upcoming and live and closed projects already, which is surprising because this Launchpad hasn't even launched their own token yet. They are very, very new, but yet they're launching like crazy. Of course, are the launches good or are they not? Well, it depends, of course, also on your own opinion. I'm bullish on Bridge Swap, but we still have yet to find out what the TGE will do. Drives, again, there's mixed sentiment. Some people think it's a scam. Other people are very bullish on it. It is just kind of what you feel about it. I've personally heard mostly that it's a scam in my personal circles, but I haven't participated in it myself, so I can't say anything about it. The TGE has looked relatively stable, and for the rest, yeah, there's a lot upcoming, which again took me by surprise. At any rate, I'm sure we'll be able to do a follow-up video looking at these projects, but as for right now, it's looking good. They're launching a lot, definitely some high quality projects in there as well, which is good to see. So that is all for the projects. Again, this is all under the BNB chain, which I'm pretty bullish on as well. They do provide cross-chain. As you can see here, Meta XZ is on the Polygon chain. So yeah, that is all for the projects. Very bullish on that overall, especially because the Launchpad is so early. Okay, now we're going to move over to the white paper. It is a very lengthy white paper. I have lots to say about it. And overall, just gonna move through it. It's very important to look at the team, the roadmap, and the tokenomics, especially if we want to make an accurate prediction what the TGE is going to do of Gagarin. Sorry. So I'm going to get to my price prediction after the white paper review. Use the timestamps below if you want to use that. And for now, we're going to move over to the white paper and see what's up with that. So let's see, where did I put the white paper? There we go. So here we have Gagarin. By the way, I love the design. It looks very pretty. It's not very relevant, of course, but I do like to point it out. Here with the table of contents, they talk about the mission, the problem, the approach solving the problem, smart investing, staking, decentralized fraud protection. They go into the DAO, and we're going to go into that as well. They give a lot of community governance. It's not unique to this launchpad, but it is, of course, very decentralized and very positive in my opinion. So let's talk about the mission first. Of course, we're going to review this white paper and try and make a price prediction for the TGE. But also, if you watch this video later and the TGE already happened, the white paper is probably going to stay the same. And you're going to want to see this regardless to make your own judgment whether this launchpad is worth it and the launches, even if the TGE already happened. But for now, we're looking at the TGE. The mission, Gagarin, is not just the name of the first man in space, it symbolizes the beginning of the space age. Gagarin's flight in the embodiment is the embodiment of the advanced technology and well-coordinated work of a huge team of experts in various fields. Right, so this is more important. The Gagarin isn't just a launchpad, it is an automated, decentralized platform for the future which enables private investors to carry out their activities as efficiently as possible. Now, we'll get to that later on in the white paper, but a big USP on the Gagarin is to basically simplify the process of launchpad participation, making it less tedious for veteran investors to participate, but also making it easier for new investors to join and enter the space. And I've looked at it, I've reviewed it, and many times again, I thought to myself, why hasn't anyone done this before, right? So that made me quite bullish. We're going to continue though. Problems. Despite the volatility of the crypto market in the spring of 2022, the blockchain project market has recited and it is now on a steady growth, right? We are convinced that there will be more and more new projects and ideas implemented. Yes, for sure. Let's see here. These are the problems that they list. Low volume token supply in public rounds compared to private rounds. Yes, although I'm not sure why this would be considered a problem. Private rounds are, of course, the perfect balance between risk and reward, and public rounds are more so used for marketing. I don't see anything particularly wrong with that. I don't see it as a problem. Gagarin apparently does. High barriers to enter the market for private investors in terms of needed knowledge. That is certainly true. I obviously started as a beginner, very quickly went on to launchpads, and one of the main difficulties was to comprehend what was going on, and there were a lot of unnecessary steps, and I feel like the mission that Gagarin has to basically remove many of those steps combined with a simple, easy to use interface is very, very promising. And I think it might be a great opportunity to lure in early investors, but also to lower the amount of tediousness that veteran investors will have to go through. So again, bullish on that. And then the last problem, the almost total lack of private investor activities and automation. I agree mostly with the second point, that there definitely can be much more automated, both for on the company side, but also mainly on the investor side of things. Automation can play such a big role, but in the launchpad space, it isn't right now. So, okay, clear problems and a clear incentive of what they want to do, who they want to be. Obviously, hopefully we can find the solutions, approach to solving the problems right. A typical launchpad is a decentralized platform useful for both crypto startups and users who want to invest their funds in crypto. A launchpad allows users to participate in public token sales rounds, IDO, initial DEX offerings, of projects placed on it, before tokens enter the free market. Right, so again, right, we're not going to go into that. That's just a bit of, I don't know why they put that in problem solving, because this is just a bit of text about what launchpads are. Yeah, we know that, right? It is more risk because you're early, but it is more reward because it is cheaper. And plus staking, it just becomes it's a launchpad. You guys, we know what a launchpad is. So let's move forward and discuss the second part of the white paper, which is essentially what the roles are of the projects, the investors, and then the experts, what they're going to be doing within this ecosystem. So we see here the investors to invest in the best projects selected by professional experts in the community, make money without spending time on in-depth study of this subject. Again, I have to say my own opinion on this. I feel like you should always spend time on in-depth study of the subject, because you have to understand crypto launchpads and the project you get into. Now, there's a difference between not having to do any research whatsoever and having to do less research, and I assume that's what they mean, which is good, but I hope they're not telling their users to not do research. Save time on investment process in favor of making effective investment decisions. Now, this is, of course, very important and is not just something that young investors will benefit from, but mainly also the veterans who already know how everything works and just can focus on their decision making. Keep up to date with all current events and investment opportunities. Get the necessary amount of information and analytical tools to make the investment decision. Maximize efficiency and income from owning the token of the Launchpad, and participate in decision making and Launchpad development by earning bonuses from the Launchpad. Projects are to, of course, raise investment, gain marketing traction, etc. And then here we have the experts to join the professional community, earn money and other benefits by providing expertise, using services of the Launchpad, get clients, and develop networking. So a very clear overview what the Launchpad provides for what roles and what everybody's role is within the ecosystem. Overall, thus far, very comprehensive, very straight to the point white paper. I like it. Here we have an article about the allocation. We are creating Gagarin in order to solve the problem described above. Gagarin implements the basic mechanics of a typical launchpad and also creates additional value for everyone involved in investing. This is exactly what the launchpad of the future should do. In order to participate in the IDO, an investor must be a member of the tier. A tier is a certain group of investors, blah, 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 blah. We already discovered the tiers. All right, so they do have a tiered system, which is very, very normal. Easily 95% of all Launchpad use a tiered system. The other 5% use either a calculation on how big your piece of the pie will be compared to other stakers, or like the digits pad, a NFT access to the pad. But most indeed follow a tiered structure, just like Gagarin Launchpad is going to do. Which is fine. I have nothing against a tiered system. An investor needs to have enough allocation power to get a tier. Allocation power, AP, is the amount that a user must accumulate to get a certain investor tier. There are several ways to get allocation power. Provide liquidity to official Gagarin liquidity pairs, stake GGR tokens into Gagarin official pools, and invest into Gagarin private round. Okay. So guaranteed allocation, lottery. So there will also be lottery. An investor enters the lottery pool after submitting an application. The allocation will be randomly drawn in the pool. Okay. So yeah, they will also have a lottery apart from the guaranteed allocation we discussed. They also have a guaranteed dynamic allocation. An investor receives allocation, but the more AP he or she has, the more allocation he or she will get compared to the minimum within the tier. That is very interesting, actually. And they also have a calculation to back this up. Allocation times 2, where AP is minimum tier threshold, times 1 AP is minimum tier threshold. And well, anyways, I'm not a mathematician, but it is basically in place to make sure that your tokens, even if it's a little bit above the tier that you have, will still be useful, to make it a little bit more fair for everyone, and of course to set themselves apart from other launchpads. Lottery will be there for people to participate even if they have less funds, and the guaranteed allocation is what most people will just use with their allocated tier. Tokens redeemed in the private round are counted as part of the tier until they are fully transferred to the investor. That is, after TGE and the distribution of 10% of the tokens to its investors, only the remaining 90% which the project must distribute to users will include the tier. Alright, straightforward, comprehensive, and very simple thus far. Here they have smart investing. I'm actually going to skip this part, or will I? Let's see. The key feature of Gagarin is the smart investing system, which requires much less action. What is this? The investor only needs to adjust the lazy investing system to their own goals. Right, okay, so this is basically optimized investing. The user will be able to decide whether to participate in an IDO via the Gagarin platform or using the bot. Right. So this talks, you can pause it if you want to read up on it, but it basically talks about the automation process that Gagarin has developed, where staking, investing, and IDO selection can be, for the most part, automized. Now, what I wanted to show you, that's why I said I'm going to skip this, is a very easy graph where you can see a classic Launchpad versus the Gagarin Launchpad integrated the smart investing system. Now, this is what I really wanted to talk about. So with a classic Launchpad, you will have to log in, select projects, wait to start the application, complete social activities, not always of course, but sometimes, submit an application, wait for the results to be announced, get an allocation, wait for the start of the swap stage, redeem allocation, wait for FCFS, play FCFS, wait for token allocation, pick up the tokens, wait for the remainder of the distribution. At Gagarin, there will only be 5 steps. Log into the system, set the desired parameters of the investment, log the sum of investment, receive a bot notification of a new IDO, its description and expert analysis, receive a bot notification of the allocation received, receive the notification of successful token purchase according to the chosen strategy, receive tokens. So easily 50% of the entire process has either been removed, simplified, or automized, making it much easier for beginners to invest, much less tedious for veteran investors to get into it, which I really much like. Now, how does this work in practice? We'll have to wait and see, but on paper, it looks really good. And that is the smart investing system of Gagarin. Now here we see staking and the fixed pools that they hold true on. We see here the APR ranging from 7 to 40% depending on how long you lock your tokens. Withdrawal fee before unlock will be the same with every single pool, and it will be 30%. So basically, you just don't want to unlock or withdraw your tokens beforehand. 30% is a lot, and you do not want to pay for that fee if you can avoid it. They also have a flexible pool, a pool with no limit on stake input/withdrawal, but providing less AP per GGR and less APR. So this will be APR 7%. And you also have the community pool, a pool with no restrictions and no accrual of AP, suitable for those who wish to receive a yield in GGR tokens without using the functionality of Gagarin. They also have a liquidity pool, LP token for staking liquidity pair with the platform token, e.g. GGR and BNB, and here you have the APR ranging between 14 to 80%. 80% is when you lock for 1 year, and 14 if you lock for 2 weeks. Quite a big APR for just 2 weeks. And again, the 30% withdrawal fee, pretty basic stuff overall. Here they have a bunch of formulas and calculations. Guys, I'm not going to bore you with this, right? We trust it. We trust the process. We don't have to know that, right? I feel like fully understanding a project is very important, but we don't have to go that in depth to actually look at the formulas. Not in my reviews. You can look at column digits, but I'm not going to go into the mathematic part of this. They also have a decentralized fraud protection, and how exactly it worked, we'll quickly breeze over that. The Gagarin Launchpad is the future, not only facilitating the investment process, but also takes care of the projects. We understand that projects have to go through serious selection process in order to get listed on the popular Launchpad. On one hand, this ensures a certain level of projects, but on the other hand, the community of investors losing a large number of promising projects, in our opinion. Everyone bona fide startup should have an opportunity to assert itself on the Launchpad's future. So basically what they're saying is we're not going to vet all of the projects out. We want a good balance between high quality projects, but also a lot of projects. And to assure that even the projects that may not have been launched on, let's say, DAO Maker because of the very serious vetting process, they will help the projects and essentially say, okay, maybe you didn't quite make it to make the bar, but we're going to help you out and make sure that your project will be a success, which is in both of our favor, because for the project, they will get help and the investors will have a higher chance of more returns. So that is, in short, their decentralized fraud protection. They go much more in depth. They also have other things such as before the token allocation stage begins, a project has to transfer its tokens to the Gagarin smart contract. The tokens are transferred to investors' wallet via Gagarin's international mechanism and in accordance with the desired schedule. You can read up onto it even more. Not very important to me. What is more so important is the DAO, which basically is the community governance. The decentralized nature of the Launchpad of the future means that it has a decentralized autonomous organization with an appropriate type of governance. Now, DAOs are very popular among launchpads. They're very common, but I do believe, just like they say, that it is the future, right? Cross-chain, DAOs, decentralization, those are very important. And I'm seeing all three of those points in Gagarin, which is very good. In order to get a chance to participate in governance, a user needs to hold tokens in one of the Gagarin pools. In a similar way to getting AP, the number of users' votes depends on the number of locked GGR, right? So the more locked tokens you have, the larger your vote will count, so the more governance you will have within the Gagarin project. Pretty straightforward, much like any other DAO we know. So again, I'm not going to go too far into it. Most important is that you know that it's there and that you know how to access it, which of course is through these staked tokens. Then here they have an article about their experts, and basically just talking about how their team is comprised of experts. We're going to look at that in a little bit at their team to see if that's actually the case. The token, of course, very important. GGR is a native token of the Gagarin ecosystem. It plays a key role in both future and existing functions of the platform through incentives and management, and a major security tool. GGR is the P20 token of the BSC network. The total supply of GGR is 100 million. The GGR token provides access to the Gagarin platform's features and capabilities, the opportunity to run IDOs on Gagarin platform. That's interesting. The opportunity to run IDOs. So you can actually launch IDOs with the token. Interesting. The opportunity to participate in IDOs. Opportunity to participate in governance. Access to functionality of all the future projects of the Gagarin ecosystem. So they are planning on launching more utility for the token on the Gagarin platform. That is important to take note of. And then the opportunity of staking tokens and being rewarded for it. And the opportunity to get appropriate tier in participating in IDOs. Okay. Again, so yeah, that is the token. Now moving on to the tokenomics, of course, one of the most important parts of the Launchpad, and it is basically where do the 100 million tokens go to? And this is the single most important part if you want to know more about the TGE and the future of this project, because we're not just going to look at the tokenomics, but also the vesting. So we'll get into that next. Let's have a quick hydration break, and I'll be back with you guys in a second. All right, tokenomics. You guys excited? I certainly am. Tokenomics, my favorite topic. No, but seriously, this is actually an interesting tokenomics. So the seed is getting 6%, which is, I would say, around average. Private sale, of course, the biggest one with a 13%, which is 30 million tokens. Public sale, quite large. Doesn't happen often that I see a seed sale equally as big as a public sale, so that's quite interesting. As for the team, we're seeing 17% is going to the team, quite a big amount. So it's going to really depend on the vesting schedule, whether that is a problem to me, right? If it's a long lockup, 0% TGE and linear vesting, then, touche, fine. But if they give themselves a 20% TGE and 17% of the tokenomics, then that is just a problem for me. We'll get into that in a bit. Advisors and partners will go 5%, marketing 20%, ecosystem 20%. Okay, 40% the marketing and ecosystem together. All right, 10% for the treasury and only 3% for liquidity, which is just very little. I mean, I'm not saying 3% is not enough. I've seen other projects on 3% liquidity. I've seen them succeed in it, but I do know that it is very little, and you don't want to have too little in your liquidity. And again, we're seeing 17% for the team. I feel like that could have easily been reduced to, let's say, 13, and then put more into your liquidity and in your seed round. But again, that is just me. That is what I would have done. I am not a tokenomics creator, so I can't make this big elaborate judgment on it. But 3% liquidity, let it be known down in the comments below. What do you guys think of it? Do you think it's enough? In my personal opinion, it would be a bit tricky. Might be enough, might not be. Definitely want to keep an eye on that when the TGE hits. What is the price going to do? Is it going to be very volatile? That will be my personal prediction. I think it's going to lack some serious liquidity. At any rate, here we should see the vesting schedule. Yes, there we go. Look at this SC team. Okay, so the team, what does it say? 10% a month. Let me zoom in a little bit. 10% a month, 6, 8, and 12, 15% a month. What the hell does it even say, man? This is the most vomit description I've ever seen in my life. I have no idea what to make of this. 10% at month 6. Oh, okay, so you get 10% at the 6 months, 8 and 12. All right, so you'll get 10% at month 6, at month 8, and at month 12, 15% at month 15, and 18 at 21, and then 25% at month 24. Why? Why do it like that? Just give yourself a cliff and then linear vesting? Don't understand this decision, but okay, that's what they do. And it's going to be the same for the advisories and other partners. As for the public sale, it's going to be 25% released at TGE and then 12.5% every month. Private will be 10% at TGE and then equal installments every month for 12 months. And seed is 10% at TGE. Interesting, look at this. So the price for the seed is way lower than private sale and way lower than public sale, but they get the same amount at TGE. Quite questionable. Why does seed get an equal amount at the TGE as the private sale when they paid 0.06 and private paid 0.095? It's entirely the same vesting, apart from that seed is vesting over 18 months and private over 12 months. That seems to be the only difference in their vesting schedules. Okay, yeah. And then public sale, of course, 25% at TGE. They do pay quite a good amount for the token, much more expensive than the seed in the private rounds. So I'm curious to see how that goes. 25% at TGE is not bad. I assume that the TGE, again, that's my personal prediction, I think the TGE will be quite bullish despite the bear market we're in. So 25% TGE, you could easily make your profits there. And even if the coin goes down from there, you would have already made your profits if this project will go as bullish as I think it will. Marketing, 5% at TGE and ecosystem as well. And liquidity, 100% at TGE, of course, but it's only 3 million. And that will bring us to the full 100 million. Okay. Yeah, again, my main concern would be liquidity. I feel like give less tokens to the team and give more to liquidity would be my personal opinion. For the rest, however, it is interesting to see that seed and private will have the same TGE release. And again, public has a very expensive price. Despite getting 25% at TGE, I'm struggling to see how in the bear market they can make any meaningful returns. Private and seed, however, I'm assuming they will make big bucks at the the first couple months of vesting and of course the TGE. Those are my personal predictions, but of course we're going to have to wait and see what actually will happen. I, for one, am very, very curious and I cannot wait to find out. Again, here they talk about the token utility. We went over it many times, right? There's staking, there's participating in the IDOs, and then there's the DAO governance, and that for now is the main utility of the token. They do say that they're going to expand the ecosystem, so the utility of the token will grow. Maybe they will introduce farming, who knows? But for now, that's all the utility that there is. This, I suppose, is their roadmap. You see here the stratosphere, trotosphere, stratosphere, metosphere, thermosphere, and the exosphere, starting in 2022 April, and they should go to outer space in January 15, 2023. Now, here they talk about every phase. So this is the trotosphere. We already left this phase. Projects have the opportunity to launch their IDO by submitting. Investors can participate in the IDO without restricting under the rules of lottery allocation. And guaranteed allocation can be obtained by participating in competitions or investing in the Gagarin private round. Then Stratosphere, that's where we are in right now. At the time of recording this video, Stratosphere, the release of special investor tiers allowing early investors to access guaranteed project allocations, and the release of smart investing system. Well, look at this. So these are the tiers. You see here orbit. So they did change a little bit from what I read over here. So here they said Earth 2000 GGR. This happened to be, well, actually this is AP. So it is the only way to get allocation power as part of the release is to invest Gagarin private round allocation power indicators as followed. Okay, so 0 AP will bring you to Earth, allocation lottery, and mandatory social tasks. 2000 AP will give you allocation guaranteed, mandatory social tasks still. 5000 AP will give you guaranteed allocation, mandatory social task, and automatic token distribution. So you will not get access to their automation unless you have the Galaxy tier. And then Universe will give 20,000 AP, allocation guaranteed, it needs 20,000 AP, allocation guaranteed dynamic, allocation social task is optional. Social tasks are optional. That's interesting. So here you will not, in Galaxy, you will not be able to do social tasks, but it's also not mandatory. You just know social tasks. And in Universe, you don't have to do it, but if you want to do it for extra rewards, you can. And automatic token distribution. Very interesting. Here is the Metosphere phase. There the TGE will be organized. The listing of the DEX and the CEX is going to take place at that time. The official staking pools will be released. The investor tiers will be finalized, and the project and investors will be able to interact not only in public rounds but also in seed/private rounds. And there will be an opportunity to list NFTs. Okay, so and here again you will have the tiers, but you can see how the tiers change in each phase. So this is the third phase, and here Earth is going to be 1000 AP, while in the tier over here it was still 0 AP and only social tasks. For the rest, the prices don't seem, yeah, they have changed actually. Look at this. Here Universe will already be 80,000, where here Universe was only 20,000. So you can see the prices basically changing, projecting, of course, because the price of the Launchpad is projected to go down. So the price of the Launchpad, as popularity increases and the price of the Launchpad goes down, the price increases as well. Pretty straightforward stuff, and very interesting to see them projecting that over on their white paper. Okay, anyways, there we have the Thermosphere. The decentralized fraud protection and independent project listing, increased token utility, launch of the burning mechanism, support of additional blockchain networks, launch of expert exchange, and then here you have the Exosphere with a bunch more stuff, such as the Gagarin governance will be launched, and the Gagarin will begin to manage by its community, and all decisions will be made by the collective intelligence of investors, projects, etc. Okay, so by the time they reach the Exosphere, which I believe was the last step, yeah. By the time they reach the Exosphere, the DAO will be in full effect, and all of the decisions will be made by the community, the project, and its investors. Then here we have the team and its investors. Boris Pimoneko will be the COO, Roman Nguyen will be the CTO, and Katarina Kabezheska will be the CMO. All of which have many years of experience, which is of course good to see. The team appears to be fully doxed, which is obviously a green flag. Their LinkedIn is linked, so you will be able to click on them. Very, very good picture here. Bit intense maybe, but they're from Russia, at least the CEO is. Quite some experience over here as an advisor, as a founder, COO experience as well. Let's see here. This is in Estonia. This was at Graham, self-employed advisor from 2020 through 2013. I mean, wow, brain fart. And now, of course, working on this Launchpad. So that is definitely a very experienced team. And I just closed the white paper. Let's see. Actually, I wanted to show you guys anyways how to find it. Gagarin white paper, and boom, it's right there. So it's very easy to find. So if you make the same mistake and you close the white paper, then no problem. Very easy to get back up there. It takes a while to load. That's actually another criticism point of mine. Both the white paper and the website are quite laggy. Of course, they still are under development, so more updates will be done, but this takes just way too long to load. Anyways, we're gonna The white paper was basically done anyway, so I'll take a quick look at the team afterwards. For now though, let's look at the social media, and in particular their Twitter. They only just started out, they're still very young, but they already have 22.6 thousand followers. Of course, they joined this year, February 2022, and they are posting like there is no tomorrow. Many posts an hour. Over here, for instance, whitelisting is alive under their new IDO. The lottery for the whitelist of the Gagarin is available to everyone. No KYC required. No Launchpad token staking required. You can 100% refund within the first 2 hours of claiming. So here an update about bridge swap. The engagement on this Launchpad seems to be quite good. Here we see 21 likes, and let's see here, unable to buy this token, how to buy. Right, so the most of the questions I'm seeing are just people that are confused, right? How do I buy the token? Well, token isn't on many listings yet, right? It's the TGE still has to happen. You can do it on the website, but obviously there are questions because it's a new project. Overall though, the design on their social media is great. Despite being very new, they already have tens of thousands of followers. They post frequently. Community sentiment seems to be positive. And again, they post very frequently, which is good. Very good, in fact. Now, they also have a Medium. Again, you have to really watch out. There's a lot of things changing. Hold true to the white paper. That is the most up-to-date information. Lots of their articles actually are in Russian. They have a big Russian community. Of course, also one of their founders is Russian, so it makes sense, but they do plenty in English as well. So this Launchpad is very famous, between English speakers, but also Russian speakers. So you're gonna have to follow in between the lines there. They have 9,000 followers on Medium, and again, also post quite regularly. Okay, so that was just about it around Gagarin. It's a very new project. The TGE is about to launch. I'm quite bullish on it. I'm not sure, but I do think that good returns can be made, especially in the seed and private rounds, as they get a 10% at TGE for a very low price. We're gonna find out. I'm very eager to return to this project later down the line to see how it's doing. Overall, I'm very bullish on it. I think it may host a lot of investment opportunities, but then again, we're just gonna have to wait and see. For now, however, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Hope you have a wonderful, fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao.